to anything people say or keep adjusting your life or to accommodate other people, you're doing them a disservice as well as you're doing yourself one.
Not being bad shouldn't be nice. Like maybe the opposite of bad can be good, but just because you're good doesn't mean you have to be walked on. Agree with you because a lot of those principles that you speak to, I read it from this book titled No More Mr. Nice Guy, and it describes this syndrome or this caricature of the nice guy, as they may put it, because it's like the nice guy is always posed opposite of the bad guy. But
Yeah.
it's like in reality, not being bad shouldn't be nice. Like maybe the opposite of bad can be good, but just because you're good doesn't mean you have to be walked on. It doesn't mean
Exactly.
that like your life has to be problem free or you do everything you can to please people, because ultimately it's up to the person to decide what pleases them, what's going to make them happy. But it's like if you make that your life's mission, at some point in time, you're either going to get disappointed or
Yep.
you're going to start upsetting the person that you're actually talking to. And then they're like, I
What
don't need this.
happened to you? You
Yeah,
used to
it's
be so, you were
right.
so sweet.
It's
Yeah.
like you're this milk toast person. And it's like
Yeah.
that. It's like because the intentions were wrong to begin with, that
Exactly.
persona got worn out. And it's like it was almost done underhanded to where it's like, I'm going to do this to get the attention that I need. But instead of saying, hey, this is what I need, like, what can I do to have my
No,
needs met?
we don't do that. We do what you say. And then a person will say, well, why are you mad? You're the one that always want to be Captain Saver. You know what? And you say,
Right.
you'll sometimes say, you know what? They're right. Why are you always trying to be that person?
Mm,
Now, they say it to insult you, but it's an aha moment.
mhm,
And then you say, oh, they're right. So I'm going to stop.
mm,
Not out of malice, but they're right. I was doing this for the wrong reason.
right,
And then they'll come back and say, what happened? You say, well, I'm not that person no more. And they're mad because you were a floor mat, pretty
right.
much. If you agree to anything people say or keep adjusting your life
Mhm,
or to accommodate other people, you're doing them a disservice as well as you're doing yourself one.
right,
And
right.
so now I'm like, not mean, but I'll say, I can honestly, I ain't never done this before, but I actually promised somebody some stuff. I was going to do some stuff. I was going to
Mhm,
cook. And in the midst of the day, I said, I don't feel like it. I could
mhm,
have never done that. You hear me?
right, right.
Actually, I would have been the person who would have did it with resentment
Mm,
or bitterness because I was raised to say if you promise, you cannot break a promise.
right.
But I'll give the segue into it. I know I promised it,
Mhm,
but you know what? I ain't feeling it. I got a headache, or I didn't sleep good, or I just don't want to do
mm,
it. And I say it without being defensive.
right.
And they'll say, well, I said, I know what I said, but
Yeah.
what I'll do is say tomorrow after 4, because I remember the next day being real busy. But after
Mhm,
4 tomorrow,
yeah.
I can do it. But you know what? I'm going to take a nap.
Mm,
And the person started respecting me differently because I wasn't always willing to switch gears.
right.
And I've done that with most of the people in my life.